everyone, welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. Last episode, we finished all of the nuclear component stuff that we needed to ship over to our nuclear area on that train. And I said I would have to do a little bit of tweaking to get the production up, and it would take me a little while. And I fixed the wall over there where I made the noob mistake. I always do this. It's one mistake I always make. I always tell myself, go at least one foundation out from the wall. You got tons of room on the factory floor. But no, I started it right up against and then realized I couldn't put the wall up. But you can still put the splitters in after the wall's up. You just can't put the wall in after the splitter's up. So the walls have to be there first. So we got this all fixed up and realigned. And I started ramping up the production. I had to ramp up our steel considerably for our steel pipes. I had to ramp up our stators here, so we're pumping out a bunch of stators. Each one is doing 9 per minute with the alternate recipe. And because literally everything on this floor is using an alternate recipe with quick wire, I had to pump out quick wire like crazy. So I doubled the quick wire output. I changed how it all went out. So these 6 machines right here combined go in above and then go actually this way and get merged into all this machinery. And these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I didn't technically double, almost doubled. Feed that over there and feed into this one too as an overflow. So it seems to work out. But I'm pretty much at max for everything right now as an efficient setup. Like, I can't make these belts move any faster, so this is pretty much max. The only thing I can pump out a little bit more of is stators. So I should be able to pump some more of those out and actually overclock that third one over there. So right now we are pumping out 4 out of this machine, 4 out of this machine. Whoops. And 3 out of this one, but I think we can actually go ahead now and overclock this one more to get 1 more per minute. These things do take quite a bit to actually get assembled and get going. So this is why I'm glad I actually dedicated a whole floor to this, because just this is only 4, 8, and now 12 per minute. So we'll see how that goes. Now, the next step is to actually go and get our nuclear set up. This is what this episode's all about, is getting our nuclear area set up and ready. We don't have any uranium going over there yet. I had a fail with the train system with the splitters, but that's okay. We'll adapt until they fix that bug. I'm not gonna reset back up or change anything at the moment. Everything else is working as far as our bauxite train and this train here, because they don't intercept at all and they don't have splitters, and I could just pipe it over here on belts. So we have to go over there and start setting up for nuclear. Oh, look at that, there's our bauxite train right there. Is it still invisible? It is still invisible. So half the bauxite train is there. It's 1, 2, 3 carts. Whoa, is it back to back locomotives now? Trains make me laugh in this game. Oh no, that's our locomotive, my bad. Okay, no, that is okay, anyways, moving on from that, I have to go over there. If you guys didn't catch the episode when I made this train system, it's actually missing like 3 storage. Anyway, let's jump down here. And I made this too because this is actually kind of faster than a train, and when it is actually radiated over here, I won't be able to use my jetpack, for the moment at least. So I made this to get over here quickly. And we are set up. So yeah, I actually forgot I did this. I had to separate the stations. There was a switch right here, and I took the switch out because it was deadly having both go into the same station like this. And I had the stations daisy chained actually. But yeah, that was pretty wild. Anyway, we gotta move on. I chose this beautiful, beautiful area to radiate because it's beautiful. And we have this down here. If we go check this out, let's not get surprised by an enemy or anything. I haven't seen one in such a long time. I don't even think they exist anymore. Oh, look at those trees over there. Cut them down. But there is this pit down here. I'm going to actually store all of our radiated crap down in here, out of the way. And I actually kind of want to make a storage tower going through the waterfall to call it water cooled storage. I don't know. I think that would be fun. Anyways, our tower of power is going to go up here. So I actually have to lay a foundation down. And the one thing I did forget to check. Oh, yeah, I don't have the circuit boards. I'll have to go back and grab some circuit boards. But I want to see how big the footprint for the nuclear power plant actually is. So we can balance out like how many per floor and get that going. But up here too, I do need to make the manufacturing part for the radiated components. So we have to get that going. Make a little mini factory over here. Now if we go take a look at this, one should have... Yeah, one just has our encased industrial beams. And the other one has our control rods. So as you can tell, this has been running for quite a while. It's working. It's stable. I love it. It goes back and forth. I could have just used belts from there to here. But damn, trains are cool. While I'm over here too, in addition, I forgot to mention earlier that I did in between recording sessions here, is I had to add some more copper to the bus because we're using up too much copper. And I also had to add an iron line in too. I used some of the crappy nodes with an MK3 and it actually puts out pretty decently and it was nice and close. So I saved myself some time by just using those nodes, and it seemed to push the production up so that it's almost sitting on the line again. So one of my first steps here before I do anything is we actually have to find a nice and close limestone node. There's one 320 meters, the other one's way too far, and one 200 meters in that direction. I'm gonna ping again. Let's give that a go. I do believe that one there is going to be the closest. Okay, I'm going to go for a little bit of a journey here and try to find that and get a line going over here because we need some. What I need to do here is we need to manufacture the actual... I will go down here, the uranium cells. And for that, we're going to need some concrete. So we're going to have to make some concrete on site. It wasn't worth transporting it all the way here. So I'll just make like one dedicated machine for it. It won't be too bad. We'll leave some expansion room so we can add more to make more as we need it. Because I'm not entirely sure how the flow goes for the uranium cells and stuff yet. But we'll get it all in place and see what we have and what we have to work with. Alright, so this is actually a nice little limestone node. This one here is pure. So it's going to pump out 480 per minute for us. That's actually nice for a base. Yeah, so we really shouldn't need to expand this very much, I don't think. And if we really need to, we can overclock it too. So, oh, I forgot to bring power wires over here. So I'll have to do both at the same time. So I went full out with the concrete here. Now what I did was I made a row of 10 constructors. We definitely don't need this much right now. But since we're outputting 450 from that one node, and each one takes 45, we may as well put it at full capacity, right? It doesn't really do any harm if it just sits there, it just sits there. Now I kind of know the footprint I need for my line production. So let's say I need to bring another line in. I can actually expand out that way and maybe create another row. Or, yeah, we'll create another row there because I think I'm going to make all of my assemblers here going this way. And just a note here, this top line is actually the uranium line coming from in behind the uranium deposit whenever the hell we get that sucker working. Okay, and our uranium cell production is looking pretty good here. What I've done is I've brought the top uranium line down straight in so we can go out this way and then across again to do another split when we need to increase production. But I think this will do us for now. So every one of these are going to be making uranium cells whenever we get the uranium over here. So this is all set up. Of course, I have to make the merger system going over this way. So we'll merge it all. We'll take it, merge it all going down this way. and merge it into the main system. What I'm going to do here is, because one is holding our rods, giggity, and the other one is holding our encased industrial beam. So I'll take it out, we'll put one out here and one out here, and then bring a main row in down this way, and of course combine this into it. And then we'll start our manufacturers facing this way, making our power. Our nuclear fuel rods, graphite tipped, will be going this way, and then they can go straight up to the top of this guy, and we can make our nuclear power tower. Now this has some of those stupid plant things, but I know we can blow those up, so that's not too big of a deal. I'm actually going to, our next step here, because this is pretty much done, I just need to put the merger system in, not a big deal, and that, and the manufacturers, but you guys know what's going on there. You guys don't want to watch half an hour of that, do you? Okay, so we're going to go to the top of this and take a look at what we got going on up there. So there seems to be a lot of those stupid gas plants up here. But at least they're the plants. We can get rid of them for our factory. I mean, the ones down here probably don't matter, but I'm actually going to make a quick ladder up here. I thought this was a top, but I'm way wrong. This has got to be the top. Yeah, okay, here's the top. And we have these boulders over here too that I want to blow up. So we have these stink plants here. We have these boulders to blow up. Let's have some fun. I haven't blown anything up yet. I've made it all, but I haven't used it. It's all sitting over there near my main base. Cool. Well, I'm going to hop on my transport system here, get back home, and we're going to blow some stuff up. I wonder what's under that. I'm really curious now. Okay, so here we go. I got it going. Yeah, activated one of the damn plants. I hope it goes back away. But there's a plant and a boulder sitting there, so we're going to kind of kamikaze over here. Plant this sucker down. There we go. Okay, so we just throw it down with the right button. And let's show that stupid plant who is boss. That is awesome. Suck it, plant. Oh, look at that. Look what was under here. We got ourselves a purple slug, I believe that is. Look at that, a purple power slug. How handy. Okay, now we got to take care of these guys here too. This is actually kind of fun. Whoops, wrong button. There you go. Hope that's close enough. Hope I'm far enough. Boom. Okay, so it's got a decent range to it. I like it. It's fun. And you, good sir? Boom. Whoa, it even took out the trees too. That's awesome. Stupid trees. I guess it makes sense, but this is much better than using the chainsaw. Whoa. Okay, let's get up there. Boom. Get rid of those rocks too. Okay, so there we go. We have cleared ourselves out an area up here to work with. So I'm going to throw a few foundations down. I'm going to pick the highest spot so we aren't showing any ground, which is about here, and start working out from here. So we got ourselves, look at the view from here. Isn't that friggin' awesome? Like the view of my train system and everything. I love it. But we got ourselves here a 6x6 platform. Let's go ahead and actually, I've never even seen one of these yet. I haven't even been tempted to look at the footprint of it yet. Oh, that's actually almost a perfect size for one. A 6x6 platform. A player is in the way. I am in the way. This is almost awkward to place because of its size. Maybe move a couple more foundations out. Here we go. I'm going to put some foundations down for myself. And let's try that again. This is actually a lot bigger than I thought they were. Makes sense, though. I mean, it's nuclear, right? Can't afford. What do I not have? I have, only 138. Damn it. I am just short on concrete. There we go. 150, I think it called for. Wow. Talk about just bringing in just enough supplies. But I'm going to plant it down at the corner here as close as I can get it. Wow, that is really hard to place. Okay. Okay, so that looks about as best as it's going to get. I'm out here standing on 2 floating. Whoa. Whoa, this thing is so cool. Is that like liquid in the front? Oh, this thing is actually a lot cooler than I thought it was going to be. But let's actually get here on the safe platform, and I'll get rid of those. That staircase there you see to the side, I got to get rid of that. That's actually really early on, even before I had the stackables. I came up here looking for something. So this has got to go. Oh, I guess I could have got my concrete off of that. There's a ton of it there. But this will go too, but I'll do that in between cuts here. But look at the size of this thing. So it looks like it fits on a 6x5 platform the best. Because if we look over here, there's still a little bit of space. Actually, 6x6 is good if I bumped it over a little bit. So I'll obviously have to adjust this a little bit. But this is actually looking very stackable. What I'll do then is I'm going to look off the side here. Oh, this is going to look so cool. What I wanted to do for each corner is put foundations. 1 foundation off this side, 1 foundation off this side, and do this stacked look like this. They're not going to be all foundations, but the walls inside out, so that it looks like it has the X supports. I'm going to do that straight up with these nuclear power plants. I'm going to think this is going to look cool. Now, I do believe this is far enough away from my base that it's really not going to cause any trouble, because I don't plan on expanding it out this way. If I do expand anything, it's going to be out that way, because it's a lot flatter and it's easier to work with. But yeah, look at that nuclear tower. I want to fly up here, see what. Oh, that is cool. That is so cool looking. That is awesome. So we'll have to figure out too. So the in out, I also want. Which way do I want this facing? This way. So that way you can see this this on every side. What I might do then with the in and out is just kind of stack them and then bring them around. Ooh, yeah, there's not much room here with that in the front, so I might go with a full 7x7 platform and then try to center it in the middle. That'll give me some room to work with conveyor belts and whatnot, and then we'll do the stack around the outside. That's going to make it look real beefy. Okay, well, this is a project here. I'm going to make the first floor of this. I'm going to see if I can make the... Ooh, let's look off the edge here. Maybe the pillars is not a smart idea just because of how far they would have to go. That's not too bad. I mean, that's a lot of concrete, but I have some time here, so... what about this side? Oh yeah, no, that's not too bad. As long as it doesn't go down into like an endless pit, we're gonna be fine. And on this side, it just lands on the level below it. Oh, okay, yeah, no, we'll be good. We'll be good. Okay, I gotta go get a crap load of concrete there from our base. I'm gonna do a little bit of work. I'm gonna finish off this row here. I'm gonna put our manufacturers in and get that whole thing going on there. But we're looking pretty decent. The only other thing we have to do is actually try to make it to the bottom somehow and get some foundations down there and make some foundations and storage. But that's a project in itself too, which will probably take a little bit of a while. Having to go up the waterfall, I think, will look awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work, and it'll probably be another good half day because I actually have to go to work soon myself, which kind of sucks. I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey everyone. So, a day has passed, some time has passed. I've got some time to do things in between doing other things. So I got actually a lot done here today in Satisfactory, coming back to you. So if we take a quick turn around here, bam, I've got it done. So I've actually placed down 2 nuclear plants. I've started the tower. I'll show you the design and everything when we get over there. A lot of it was just placing a lot of foundations and a lot of walls. That was most of it. Like a couple nuclear plants. I finished off the production for the nuclear fuel rods, and it's also going up and into the factory. So we are almost ready to bring nuclear over, or nuclear or uranium over, and actually start pumping out some production. I'm gonna go down this rails and I'll get you guys caught up with what we've done. And here we are. So you can see we got all of our production going here. But down below, I've actually gone our entire foundation. I filled out the entire thing. And I even threw in all the supports for it. Don't need to do this. This is more an aesthetic thing. You never know. I might put a train through here at some point. I want to make sure that everything's done aesthetically and done right. I even threw the supports that come down, because this is not square with this or the factory. That's okay, because I wanted it to look like this on an angle. But it even comes down through here. So I did it right there, down through the bottom. So if we ever bring like a nice train down here, like a tour train, it'll look all nice and done up. But these did take a little while. I learned a lot about building something like this on Satisfactory. Kind of build from top down and then go down to the bottom and finish her off. It's got really easier by the time I got to the top. Now over here, as far as the production goes, I've put in manufacturers here, and they are making our nuclear fuel rods. I've thrown in 3. I'm sure we're gonna need more. I can fit 2 more down this way, and then if we need to, we can even expand out this way and add some more going down here. That might be a little bit overproduction though. If we need to, we can also add floors to this build, right? Like we can go up another floor. But that's for the future. So I got all that tied in, all nice. It comes out, goes around, fills up all these guys, and they have everything they need except for uranium, which will go along the bottom there. Oh, I can't wait to have that running. But I think it was a better choice of getting this all built and going before we get nuclear going on, because once this area is radiated, I can no longer wear my jetpack. I have to wear the radiation suit. Now, I do hope at some point they add the ability to add 2 items to your body, because it'd be nice to be able to wear the radiation suit and the jetpack at the same time. That'd actually be pretty damn killer. So the only thing I haven't done, we'll take a look over here, is actually done the waste part. But the waste part's going to be pretty easy. I'll show you down here. So I gotta go and I gotta see how low I can get foundations down here, and if we can, we'll actually make the waste disappear under all of this fog. That would be actually pretty damn epic too. So we'll see how far down that goes. It would be fun to run it in the waterfall, but I might do that at some other point. But this is more of this is gonna take time type deal. Yeah, like look how far down it goes. So I'm gonna go down there and start like filling out foundations, fill the bottom, and just, you guys know how it is, just storage on storage on storage, all connected to each other to get filled up with the waste. Now the waste will actually be coming out here and then going down and into that system down there. So let's take a look at our tower of power here. I do want to add some more floors to this. I'm gonna at least build the floors, get that going. Even if I don't throw the nuclear power stations in yet, at least I'll have the floors, and that way I won't have to use, because the floors are so much easier to build when you have a jetpack, the ability to use it. So I'm thinking here, I'm gonna want to build, I don't know, 4 or 5 more floors for now at least, and then hopefully in the future, if we need more nuclear power, or they had the ability to use a jetpack, we can expand on it. Or I could just do it manually and very hard. Anyway, I'll show you guys how this works. Obviously, I've set this up so that it could be accessed without a jetpack. Anywhere I need to jump down, I can jump down into our U-Jelly here. I haven't used these things in such a long time. It's actually nice getting back to them. And our jump pads system bring us all the way up here. Couple more steps. So let's say like, oh, I want to get off on this floor here. I'm going to jump back down. Okay, so let's get off and I'll show you guys what we have going on. So these towers, because I chose to build them all walls, they're hollow in the middle, and I decided to actually utilize that to bring our waste up and down. So this is where our waste is coming down. I've got it going off into a splitter and going out. The splitter system is down here. It comes around. This was really complicated to make. It took me longer than I want to admit to figure this thing out, to get it going, because I also wanted to be able to be like jump and get places and be able to move around, but I was able to wrap it around, put a splitter in the corner, nice, and fit this going down to the bottom, and then this one will merge into it. So this is a merger. So this merges into this because it's waste, goes down, and then the floor above it will merge into it, and so on and so forth for every floor. And this one actually comes up right here. If we go here, we can see it from the bottom, comes up, kind of does this weird thing. I have a lot of space in here, so it doesn't really matter. Comes out here, and then goes back up. It gets split off right here, goes out to the nuclear facility, and then the other splitter goes off and it goes back up into the system. So I know this might be a little weird. I hope that made sense to you guys. Let me know if that made any sense to you in the comments, or if I just spent 2 minutes explaining this spaghetti to you. Now, the one thing I want to note too is these don't seem to line up correctly with foundation clip points. I don't know what was going on, but they all come out at a weird angle. Yeah, even if I try to use the clip points with just this conveyor pole, still don't work. So hopefully they fix that at some point, because I'm not a big fan of this, but I may do. Anywho, so that is basically how that system works. Now we have this floor. I found 14 segments was how high we needed on each floor. So 14 should give it now. These do put out smoke, right? So I hope the smoke animation doesn't look too ridiculous. We won't be able to tell until I bring our uranium over here, which won't be until next episode. That's what we're going to be doing in the next. Look at that. Look at the view from here. We can see the train going down. That's the train that goes to Box, and that's where our uranium is supposed to be coming from. But between episodes, what I'm going to do is go through the effort of spaghetting a belt from our uranium deposit all the way over here. So I'll get the belt going, and then in the episode we'll get our radiation suit, and we will get everything automated and this up and running, and perhaps start tearing down the oil and maybe making an oil train, because we have a ton of oil going on for our fuel power over at the other end. So I pretty much don't have much. I don't have much elsewhere to go from here, other than just to kind of put some more hours into expanding the top here and getting down there and building a platform. So I'll show you guys that next episode. We'll check those things out. And if you look, we have tons of room for expansion for other stuff. So the one thing I have learned about Satisfactory, if it fits snugly, you don't have enough room. Always leave room for expansion. But it sounds like my dog here wants to get ready to go. So you guys have a good one. Stay classy. Always back up them game saves. I'll see you in the next episode. Hey, buddy. Fist whoop. Good boy. Fist poop.